we've kicked the door a few times. We just need to kick it in and get to the next series.
Some have the A's going to the World Series. Others have them not even winning the division.
They operate either all in or all out. Right now, they are all in.
Baby's gone. Coco Crisp. The A's scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
What a gem thrown by Sonny Gray. His first complete game shutout.
Drill deep right. And the A's have walked off the Nationals. The throw to the plate is there. Oh, my God. They got it. Are you kidding me?
They continue to have the best record in all of baseball.
As Donaldson and Machado have a few words, and now they're standing toe-to-toe.
Norris got a hit with the backswing again by Machado. Machado throws the bat. Here come the dugouts again.
He's like he's got 10-plus years in the big leagues. That doesn't really fly well with me.
Boy, the fans are letting Manny know that they know that he's here.
Donaldson drives one. Left center field. Has he done it? He has!
Josh Donaldson stuns the Orioles.
Josh Donaldson in the mix for an MVP. That baby is gone. We are walking off. Donaldson's done it.
The Oakland A's, best record in baseball, pulling the trigger on a massive deal, acquiring both Jeff Samardzija and Jason Hamill.
I didn't see this one coming. Lester and Gomes to the Oakland Athletics for Cespedes.
Lester is a difference maker. Pretty good rotation there with Samardzija, Gray, Casimir, now John Lester.
Billy ain't messing around anymore. He's going for
The
it.
struggling Athletics lost 6 out of their last 7.
Last 3 games here, the worst I've seen this team play, and I can't remember how long. They all should be embarrassed.
The A's has been just a disaster since the deal.
They lose their best hitter who hits good pitching. It's not just Cespedes. Guys not hitting, guys being hurt, guys maybe trying to do too much without the big bat in there.
The A's have been swept in what has turned out to be a lost weekend in Southern California.
That trade for Lester made them a better postseason team, not a better regular season team.
And the A's lose another tough one in a string of tough ones.
We've had quite a few low points here recently, but I don't know any more so than this.
Game number 162. The A's magic number 1. They win and they're in.
If Oakland gets in, watch out.
Reddick is in there with an RBI triple.
He squeezes it, and the A's have won it. Man, it wasn't easy. But the 2014 Oakland A's got the job done.
We're pretty focused right now. We have one goal in mind. We're in a position where anything can happen.
It nourishes character, it makes it tougher, and I think we're going to be that much better for it.
I'll tell you, there's more drama in that than there was in the movie Moneyball. I mean, we could have done 3 hours on the ups and downs of the 2014 A's. They are, however, making their 3rd straight postseason appearance, looking for their first title since the Bash Brothers led them there in '89. And in addition to the note at the bottom of your screen, know this: the A's are 0-6 in their last 6 postseason elimination games. The last one they won was Game 7 of the 1973 World Series against the Mets. Ouch, babe. That was a long time ago with Bill Ripken, John Smoltz, Matt Vasgersian. Here's the big million-dollar question, Rip. The A's were offensively challenged in the second half of the season. How then, in one game against James Shields in Kansas City, are they going to put some runs on the board?
Well, I think somebody's going to have to run into one early, and everybody can take a deep breath on that, because the longer that game goes, if James goes out there and throws first inning 3 up, 3 down, second inning 3 up, 3 down, maybe gives up a walk, third inning gets out of it, the more that goes with the zeros up on the board, the more they're going to press. Look, philosophically, they all want to swing up and try to hit homers anyway. So then I think they're going to even do it more in that situation. That'll feed into big game James.
Well, the challenge for me in an era where we have a team and a concept where they want to take a lot of pitches, work the count, maybe get the pitch they want to drive, that may not work by trying to work the count to get the starter out. Kansas City's bullpen is pretty good. You have to take advantage of any tension pitch that doesn't work for James Shields. So really, it's an opportunistic type offense, and I know it hasn't happened in the last month. They haven't scored a lot of runs, but in this one game, as an offense, you just got to convince yourself, be disciplined, look for something up, and do what we do best and swing for the fences.
1 or 2 runs early for the A's would be huge, given the depth and the quality of the Kansas City bullpen. Yes, the A's have John Lester on the mound, but the fact that a lot of those starters might be thinking in the backs of their minds, doggone it, I need to pitch a shutout again tonight because we're not scoring. Is John Lester the kind of guy that can go out there and put that aside and just work his game?
Yeah, I think he is, and he's been in so many of these games. I think John Lester knows, though, the recipes for success is I've got to go 7 or 8. I mean, to be honest with you, that's the mindset. When you step on that mound, you avoid the big inning, you let the crowd be a dull roar because they're going to be loud. You use the visiting crowd as an asset to say, as long as they're not crazy roaring, and I can keep them in that hush roar, then I'm doing my job, and stay away from the big innings. That's really what John Lester does well.
And when we opened this up, we're talking about 0-6 in the last elimination games, right? The last so many elimination. This is why they went and got John Lester. So here you have a guy, when we talked earlier that you were thinking about pitching game 1 and game 5 in a division series, now this is the elimination game. So if anybody on that staff, even though he's a new guy to that staff, has a little bit longer leash from Bob Melvin, it'll be Lester.
We've talked a lot about John Lester in the last hour or so. Heidi Watney standing by in Kansas City with somebody who knows more about John Lester than we do.
Here with John Lester, starting pitcher for the Oakland A's. Now, does that still take a little getting used to for you? I know it's been 2 months since you were traded here, but you came up with Boston, you spent all that time with Boston, and now you're playing in the playoffs like you were last year, but you're wearing green and gold this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first couple weeks it took a little bit. You know, you go on the road and you talk to the cab driver and like, well, who do you play for? And you're like, I'm Oakland A's, you know. So there for a while it took a little bit, but now it's, you know, it's habit, and just happy to be here and not going home right now.
There's been so much talk over the last 2 months since the trade about this team and the struggles you guys have gone through. But for the last week, pretty much every game has been a playoff mentality. You've had to win. So does that help you guys heading into this one-game win-or-go-home situation?
I don't know if anything really helps you in a situation like this because it's so magnified. You know, it's one game. It's not a 5-game series or a 7-game series where you can have a bad game and bounce back. We can't have a bad game tomorrow. So we have to go out there and you know, I mean, like yesterday, I mean, Sonny goes out there and just dominates and shuts down the Rangers and gives us a chance to win. And, you know, so like you said, that's what we've been trying to do for the past week or so. And, you know, all we're trying to do is win tomorrow and worry about the next day after that. And you know, that's what I've really liked and really appreciated from these guys is just how well they've done that. You know, we're worried about tomorrow when tomorrow comes, and we're going to worry about, you know, winning this game now and then hopefully moving on.
John Smoltz made an interesting point about stuff like that before we went on the air. You talked about how the postseason's different and some fans don't really get how. John Lester isn't doing too many night before the start interviews when it's May and they're in Seattle, for example.
Yeah, it really is. You pre-conference before you pitch. You don't do that in a regular season. You don't deal with the atmosphere of everything being big. And some guys love it. Some guys thrive on it. Some guys, they relish in the moment. Some guys are like, whoa, and they learn from it. John Lester won't make rookie mistakes, and certainly he has a pedigree of postseason that will go a long ways.
And still, the thought has got to be in the back of his mind, I'm not going to get 8 runs of support tonight.
I can't imagine him thinking that. Now, he looks at the guys. He understands what he has to do. He's going to go out there and pitch his game. But when he sees this thing unfold, and the more the zeros go up on the board, probably by both teams for a while, the tighter it's going to get.
And on this eve before the American League Wildcard matchup, there is other news around Major League Baseball to report. That's